In this discussion, you can see character field data type in brief. In case you missed previous video related create custom module and its database schema, please check link in video description. So right now you can see, like, if you want to add any character field, first you have to import from Odoo import fields. Then after here the name is a field name equal to fields.char. Char means character. Then after here you have to add specific parameters, the supported parameter in char class. So by default is string. Here I will remove this 1, 2, 3. String parameter will support string data, and the label of the field seen by users. If it's not set, the string like ORM will take field name, like the name only. So from front end side you can see as a label name, as a school name. Either you can use like this, or in first parameter you can just add as a font or string equal to like this. You can use any of one. The second one is tooltip. As you see, as a normal HTML form view, whenever you create any input type, that time you can also add one tooltip. So here you can also add here tooltip using comma. Then after you have to use parameter name is a help equal to, and parameter is support on the string value. So here you have to give as a string, this is school name. So here you have to only restart the service, go to browser and refresh the page, and here you can see this is school name. So this is, so you can see here this is a tooltip. Then after, sometimes what happen while creating any record, that time some fields should be read only. In this case Odoo will handle from Python end, like read only equal to 1 or true. You can use any one. True. Start the service, go to front end side. Here you can see that field invisible. So whether the field is read only, this only has an impact on the UI. So right now we will remove this one. Then after, like, some fields are very important and which is required also. So that time you have to give one parameter, name is a required, required, and data type support is boolean. So here you can give true and save the file, restart the Odoo service and go to the browser and refresh the page. Here you can see the color will be changed. This is a normal one, like it is not a mandatory, and this is a mandatory field. So whenever you try to create without mandatory field, so Odoo will give this validation pop-up message like school name. So it will always visible this one, this label name, so user can identify easily. So whenever I will click to save button, now it will save, otherwise it won't be saved. Another command is default command. So move to Python. Here sometimes what happen, like if you want to add some static data, some default data, that time Odoo will also support that feature. using default, and the type should be always depend on the data type which you are created. Like for example, this default data type should be always character. This is default school name. Restart the service, go to the browser and refresh the page. Try to create new one. Here you can see it always having this character fields. So whenever I will discard here, try to again create, the default value of the school name is this one. Again go to Python, and one more command is like size. Whenever you have to fix character size like less than 10 or maximum is 50 character, that time you can also use one parameter, name is size, and types and size attributes support integer type. So let's say I will give here 50, maximum 15 character will support. Restart the service, refresh the page. Here you can see by default it's a 15 character. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So either I will try to create like adding more characters, it won't be added here. So Odoo will restrict this one also. The main attribute is index. Like if you know from database end, like :y, like you can add also index to boost your table to retrieve specific data in less time. So that time you can index will use. So here Odoo also support index equal to true. So by default it's a false. So whenever now I will upgrade the module, it will create one index for field name, and it will try to reindexing this column. For more information about index, you can search in Postgres index. One more command is trim command, whether the value is trimmed or not. So whenever you are going here front end, someone like user will add extra spaces. End of the string or from beginning of the string, you can see here I will remove such between space and give you a space. So whenever I will try to control A, here you can see there is a gap from beginning and some gaps from end side. And I will try to save and try to edit. Here you can see by default it's already trimmed, because by default trim is true. If you don't want to trim functionality, then you can simply use false. Restart the service, refresh the page, space, end of the string and beginning of the string. I also added one. Here you can see it's not clear. So here you can see from beginning and from ending. I will try to save, edit. So you can see the result. So we changed in Python side. Now we will move to XML side and add the same attributes in XML side also. First we will remove from Python side, so you will have a better idea. This is my XML file, and this is my tree view, and this is my form view. To start the service, refresh the page. Now first try to rename this label name using string command. From XML changed. Here you don't need to restart the service, but yes, one thing is you go to browser, go to App Store, find that module, and here you must have to upgrade, otherwise it won't be visible from front end side immediately. So we will duplicate this one, go to apps, school, we already upgraded, so here you can see from XML change. But one more thing is, if you go to list view, it will always display school name as defined from the Python app. Right now what we changed is from form view. So you can also add here string from list changed, something like this. No need to restart the service, directly go to in that module and upgrade. Refresh the page, and here you can see from list changed. One more thing is, if you want to add read-only equal to 1. So here you can see, in Python side we always use boolean, but from XML side you have to remember is read-only equal to 1. No need to restart the service, go to browser, find that application, that module, upgrade the module, refresh the page, and try to create mistakenly added in tree view, so it won't be impact. So again we have to follow the same procedure. School, create the module, refresh the page, and here you can see email is read only. This is for phone number and this is name. One more command we can use also is required. We will replace this one and required equal to 1. School, upgrade the module, this one is required. Sometimes you have some questions like, can you also use required and read only in same field? Yes, you can do it, but in later video we will discuss about conditional part. So on that video you can understand like how to use both in one field. So right now I am just giving you overview of the character field and how you will add from Python end to XML side, and what is the difference between Python end and XML side, so you can aware. So in future you can also add from Python end, or you can add also in XML. One more thing is placeholder you can also use here. abc@gmail.com. go to browser, apps, school, upgrade. Refresh the page. You can see this is a placeholder you can also use. This is same as HTML. So when you will click here and inspect element, this is pure HTML converted by Odoo ORM framework. You can see here name equal to email, placeholder, type equal to text, and ID always generate dynamically. One more command is, in case you want to hide this phone number from this form view, but in list view you can visible, so it also possible using invisible attribute. But the main thing also is you can't add a required one and invisible one, because from front end side it will hide this field, and also this is mandatory. So let's see the impact first. Refresh the page. You see email field is hide, but here email field is visible. Only form view it's hide, but whenever you are trying to save, here you can see email is mandatory. So that time you can't save this form view, this record. So better is don't use same like in required, invisible or read only in same time. You can use based on condition, like some stats or some condition will match, that time you have to invisible, required or read only. It is possible, but we will cover this conditional based things in further discussion. That's it for now. In case you have any doubt, please comment below, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you in next video.